All right. Oh, I just got up, just made my coffee. All right, this video is the final video in a two-part series to the unbelievably ridiculous experience that I had with UPS trying to obtain a parcel from overseas. So at the end of the last video, which was quite long, I had detailed a series of interactions with UPS that bordered on completely fucking ridiculous. Contradictory information from different drivers. The whole thing was just really, really the apex of absurdity. To get a little verbose. But there is a punchline to the story. So I think where I left off at the end of the last video was, it was Sunday, and I was looking forward to yet another delivery attempt by UPS on Monday, the next day. So I made damn sure that I was going to be home all day, have the whole calendar completely clear, no errands, no grocery store trips, no no lunches at a Mexican cafe, etc. Bobby, settle down, will you? My cat's he's he wants to be in the video, which is fine with me. So Monday rolls around, and of course with UPS you never know when they're going to show up. I have been known to sit around awaiting their arrival for an entire day, only to have them show up at, like 5:30 or 6 o'clock at the end of the day. And you just never know when they're going to show. So, which is fine. They're busy. Those guys are busy. They're constantly on the move all day long. They've got hundreds and thousands of parcels to deliver to all kinds of losers like me. So, Monday rolls around. Imagine my surprise. Just imagine my surprise. When long about noon, early in the day, UPS shows up. And I'll be goddamned if he doesn't have my parcel, my violin from Ireland, with him. And he's standing on the front porch, so I go out there to greet him. Hey man, how you doing? How's it going? And as it turns out, it's the same feller that had been not the first delivery attempt, but the second attempt, which I think had occurred on Saturday. If I remember the story right. It's all starting to get a little fuzzy. But it's the same kid, and I said, fantastic, just show me where to sign. He hands me the thing, and I sign for it. And then he says, but I'm showing here that there is a fee due on the parcel. And I'm like, I said, you are kidding me, right? He said, no. He said, no, I'm showing that there's a fee of $55 due on this parcel. And I said, man, you wouldn't believe what I've gone through with the whole thing. And I paid the fee after the very first delivery attempt, where the guy, he wouldn't leave the parcel with me because of the fee, and I wasn't willing to pay it because I didn't know what it was for and I didn't think it was valid. Plus, he wouldn't accept a personal check anyway. It had to be a money order, of all ridiculous things. So, I said I had paid the fee 5 days ago, man. I said, call your fucking supervisor right now while I'm standing here. Call him. I insist that you call your supervisor so I can go into your mainframe computer or whatever, and you'll see that there is a record of me having paid that fee many days ago. So he did. He called a supervisor right there in front of me, and he got somebody on the phone. I could tell he wasn't bullshitting. He was really talking to a human being. And believe it or not, 5 days later, you're talking about an international corporation, interconnected internationally, with probably a computer that's goddamn near, AI grade computer, to run you would need something like that to run a corporation like UPS. Would you believe that the guy's supervisor was not showing a payment? The payment was not showing up yet. And he said, there's no payment showing up. And I said, I insist that you leave this package with me. I pulled out my phone, and I had the UPS email archived. So I immediately went to it and I pulled it up and I shoved it in the driver's face and I said, look at this. That proves that I paid the fee. And the guy said, he's saying, yeah, the guy's got the email from UPS, his receipt for paying that fee. And he's saying this to his supervisor. And so, finally, I couldn't figure out what the final agreement was between the driver and the supervisor, because I didn't, I'm not in the conversation, so to speak. I'm only hearing what the driver is saying. So all I'm hearing is the driver saying, okay, yeah, all right, okay, that's good, all right. And then he hangs up. And then, so then the driver, he looks at me and he goes, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Renard, but my supervisor won't allow me to leave the parcel without a proof of payment showing up in our system. And I'm like, I was about ready to fucking blow my brains right out the top of my head. And right at the instant that I was about to go completely berserk, the whole demeanor of his face changed, and he smiled and he goes, I'm just fucking with you, man. I swear to God, the UPS driver said, I'm just fucking with you, man. My supervisor authorized me to leave the parcel with you without making a payment here in person. He accepted the evidence that you had in your phone from UPS as proof that payment had occurred. so Bobby, he left the parcel and he got the hell out of there, and we had a jolly a goodbye. And I just had to laugh because you know, at the final, in the final um, paragraph of the final chapter of that whole book, that whole saga, you know, the UPS driver, uh, you know, had the presence of mind to uh, to stick it to me and yank my chain a little bit. I thought at first I thought he was serious until the whole demeanor of his face changed, and I realized he was just fucking with me. Uh, so well, all is well that ends well. I took the violin into my possession. I've already got it underway as far as some repairs that were necessary. It's a pretty cool violin. I really like it a lot. In fact, there it is, hanging over there. See that row of violins? It's the very first one hanging there. I'm bushing up the peg holes with some English boxwood dowels. The peg holes were oversized and really needed a bushing job. So anyway, it's an old Bohemian violin. We'll say from about 1850. It's got a scroll graft, as I recall. In fact, let's just go grab the dang thing. So, yep. This is the violin that I had been so anxiously awaiting, incoming from Ireland, Northern Ireland to be exact, not just any old Ireland, but Northern Ireland, and now you see I've got the peg holes bushed up. We call this bushing. A bushing job. We glue in, we fit dowels of English boxwood very carefully into the peg holes as if we were fitting pegs, actually. But then we glue them in, and the next part of the job is to trim away all the excess wood, obviously, down to a fine finish, restoring the peg box walls to a state as if they had never had holes drilled in them. And then I'm going to drill a whole new set of pilot holes for a new set of pegs. So that's what's going on with that. But pretty full-breasted violin. It's nothing fancy. I just liked the look of it when I saw photos of it. And I do happen to like a lot of Bohemian violins, I might add. I do indeed. Like I said, nothing fancy. Whew, it's got a deep neck set. One of these days I'll probably reset the neck. But anyway, that's what that's what all the ruckus was about. Having to do with UPS. So folks, Thank you for listening. I don't really expect I'll ever get many views on a video like this, and I don't give a rat's ass, to be quite honest with you. But those who do end up watching it and stick with me all the way to the end, you're my kind of people. It's just a story. It's just a story from an old man out here in the desert. That's all it is. Everybody can just settle down, relax, grab a beverage, whatever. Just freaking relax, you know. I'm just an old guy telling a few stories out here in the southwest of the United States. And I hope you all have a good rest of your day or week. And thanks again for watching.